Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Okay, so today we're going to talk about, unfortunately, what is often a buzzword, but I'm going to take it out of the buzzword, and that's differentiated learning. How do we differentiate learning? Don't stop the video because I know what you're thinking. Ugh. Okay, but I want to take that in a broader spectrum that I think will help you think about learning the way I think about. Okay, I want you to imagine that you are a dog trainer, right? You're a dog trainer. That's what you do. You've got to train a Cocker Spaniel, and you've got to train a Labrador Retriever, and you've got to train a Pit Bull, and you've got to train a German Shepherd and a little pug. And the day you've got to teach them all how to sit. You got to teach them all how to sit up and be pretty. You've got to teach them all how to not bark or to not be mean or to bite, right? Teaching a little bitty poodle to sit up, I think would be easier than teaching a 120-pound lab to sit up. But yeah, that's what you're paid for. You own the dog training, and that's what the owner said. You make my 120-pound lab sit up. If you own that dog studio, I promise you that you're not saying, sorry, I can't make dogs over insert weight sit up. You go figure out how to make it happen. And you probably have skills that you train a bigger dog differently than you do a smaller dog, right? Makes sense? What makes us think our classrooms are any different? Right? We've got students walking into our classroom from the most affluent of homes. They had their butler tie their tie this morning, all the way to students who slept in their car last night, or on the street, or at a homeless shelter, or I don't know where they slept. We have students that have very supportive backgrounds at home. Mom and dad have read to them since they were in utero. They read books every single night. They're avid learners themselves, and they push their students to be avid learners. To parents that are working 3 and 4 jobs and are thankful if they knew where a book was in their home. They've never asked their student about homework. They didn't graduate from high school themselves. Now, why am I making all of this point? You get that. I know some of you are watching this video and saying, duh, Kathy, like we didn't know that. Well, then here's my question. How's your classroom different to respect those different form of learners? How is your classroom different to handle the student that does really well by watching a video over reading? By adapting a student who is a better talker than they are a writer? By a student who would rather draw you an example than write you an example? By a student who is really, really intellectual and a processor by comparison to a student who could just pop out the answers? How are you allowing students to be who they are from where they came with the style that they have while still pushing them to who they can be and to what they can achieve? I never said that was easy. I certainly know from personal example. My name is Kathy Tooley, and I'm CEO of Tools for Success. I spent many, many, many years in the classroom, 20 to be exact, with students with very, very, very different come-froms. And what I had to do was learn to meet them in their come-from. When I found a student that wasn't doing an assignment and hadn't been doing it for a long time, rather than give them a 0, I tried to find out why. Do you know one time I found out that a student, the reason they hadn't written their research paper, now I'm going to date myself, okay, so some of you watching this video, a typewriter used to be this square thing that you typed on. I know, ask your mom and dad. But anyway, it was a thing that you typed on. And they didn't write their research paper because they had no access to a typewriter. I never even thought that was possible. How do you not have access to a typewriter? That's like in today's world, us saying, do you not have a computer? And the answer is many don't. When you lived in your car, you don't have a computer. And so I said, well, what if I just leave you, how about if you start staying with me after school? And do you know I had the best research paper from her I'd ever had? I always kept in my classroom books, paper, pencil, stuff that you could get at Walmart back to school for just next to nothing. And wait till it goes on clearance by Christmas. Shoot, they give that stuff away. And because I don't want things to be a block. I don't want a computer or a lack of internet or those things to be a block. And I want to teach them that they can do more than what they're told. So I want you to start thinking about what kind of diversity and differentiation you're creating in your classroom. I think you'll find that you'll get a whole win for your buck when you really start meeting kids where they are and take them to where you know they need to be. Didn't ask you to lower your expectations. I would never ask you to do that. But I want you to first meet them where they are. They can't even get up off the road until you meet them where they are and take them to where you know they can be. And I can't wait to continue to share the journey with you. Thank you, as always, for watching. Have a fantastic day.